Hi, and welcome back to this Foundations of Your Yoga Practice. Today we'll be looking at sun salutations, which are a more dynamic and active way of moving with the breath. So we'll start seated. Find your comfortable seated position. I'm sitting on a cushion. You could sit on two. Make sure that your knees are lower than your hips so that the spine can straighten and lengthen. Hands resting on the knees, facing down or facing up. Gently close down your eyes. Let's take 3 cleansing breaths, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Breathing in, filling the lungs. Breathing out, relaxing. Last one, breathing in. And breathing out. Take a moment just to notice how you feel. It's really important that we listen to our bodies in our yoga practice. So notice anywhere that feels energetic or sore today. And then very gently open your eyes and we'll come into a kneeling position. Coming into some cat-cow movements again, hands directly under the shoulders, knees directly under the hips. Inhaling to look forwards, drop the belly. Exhaling round through the spine. Inhaling, dropping the belly, finding that pelvis tilt. Exhaling round, and just do one more in your own time. And then gently coming back to your neutral position. Tucking your toes, we'll find downward facing dog. So press the hands into the earth, lift the hips towards the sky. Keep those knees bent, heels lifted off of the ground. And then we'll take some baby steps to get towards the front of the mat. Keep your knees nice and bent. Bend your knees a lot, and then allow the head, neck, and jaw to go. So for some of you, you might need to bend your knees so much that it feels like you're almost sitting down. Let the belly rest towards the thighs here. Crown of the head relaxes. Take an inhalation and roll up vertebrae by vertebrae to standing at the top of your mat. Take your time. And then finding Tadasana, so one of the foundations of our yoga practice. Rooting down through all 4 corners of your feet. And then let's lift all 10 of our toes up and spread them wide in the air. And then place them down on the ground. Allow the palms of your hands to face forwards. And then reach up through the crown of your head. Re-find your breath. Take an inhalation and reach the arms up. As you exhale, bend your knees as you fold forward. Bring the hands to the earth. Inhaling, lift through your heart space. Look forwards, bring the hands to the shins. Extend your spine. As you breathe out, rebend your knees and step back with your right foot. Untuck the back toes and reach up with both arms coming into a low lunge. Take a breath out and bring your hands back down to the ground. Tuck your back toes and see if you can step back here into a plank position. Heels moving away from the crown of the head. belly is engaged. You can always lower your knees here. Take another exhalation and everybody lower their knees. And imagine you're trying to look over the front of your mat. Bend your elbows towards the back of the mat and come all the way down towards the earth, untucking your toes. Take an inhalation, lift through the crown of the head, feel the whole spine engaging, shoulders away from the ears. And as you breathe out, bring your chin back towards the mat, tuck your toes, press back up with the strong arms, and lift into downward facing dog. Keep your knees nice and bent, lift your hips as high as you can. And just take another 2 breaths here. Breathing in, let's step our right foot forwards. You might need to take 2 steps. Allow the left knee to come towards the ground. Inhaling, reaching up with both arms, low lunge. And exhaling, bringing the hands through the earth. Step forwards with the feet hip distance apart. Take a breath in, extend the spine, hands towards the shins. Remove the shoulders away from the ears. As you breathe out, bring your hands back towards the ground. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Breathing in, press the feet into the floor. Rise up, reach up. And breathing out, bring the hands through the heart center to your sides, back to Tadasana. So that was a sun salutation. We're going to do 1 more of those with the low lunges, and then we'll do a different type. Just take a moment to notice how you feel. This is a good opportunity to close your eyes. Take your time to open your eyes again. And then let's breathe in, really reach up, lift up. Breathe out, bend your knees as you fold forwards. Breathe in, extend your spine as you bring your hands to your shins. Peer over the top of your mat. Breathe out, hands come back down, and step back with that left foot this time into a low lunge. Breathing in, reaching up with the arms, grow tall, press through the front foot. Breathing out, tuck the back toes, step back into a plank pose. As you exhale, lower your knees. Imagine looking over the mat as you come through a press up, elbows to the back of the room. Breathing in, untuck your toes, lift through the crown of the head. Imagine a chain is pulling your forehead forwards. Breathing out, come back down, tuck your toes, press up, engage your core into downward facing dog. Keeping the knees nice and bent. You can shake your head from side to side if that feels good. Breathing in, let's step our left foot forwards. You might like to take 2 steps here, right knee to the earth. Inhaling to reach up into that low lunge, grow tall, press through the left foot. As you breathe out, step forwards with that right foot. Inhaling, find length in your spine. And exhaling, fold forwards. Inhale, press through the feet, find energy, reach up and rise up. And then exhale, come back down with the hands to Tadasana. Close down the eyes and notice how you feel. You might feel the beating of your heart. Maybe some energy in your fingers, your toes. Maybe you just notice the breath. Gently opening your eyes. We're going to do Surya Namaskar, Sun Salutation B this time. Remember to rest if you feel like you need to. And we're going to have the feet together to start with. So big toes touching. Keep the toes spread wide. And then again, lift up through the crown of your head. Take a breath in and imagine you're sitting into a chair behind you. Sink your hips low. Move your knees back so you can see all 10 of your toes. And then find a neutral position with your pelvis. So we're not sticking the bum out, we're not tucking the pelvis, we're finding a neutral position. Breathe in and reach your arms up, allowing space for your shoulders. This is chair pose. Maybe you sit a little bit deeper, bringing more weight into your heels. Option here to look up between your hands if that feels okay in your neck. Let's take a breath out and sink down towards the earth. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Let the crown of the head go. Breathing in, extend through your spine. Look forwards. And breathing out, step back with that right foot and turn the right foot out slightly. Breathing in, reaching up, and then check in that your hips are squared, so like a pair of traffic lights towards the front of the room. You might need to take a shorter stance. Check in that your pelvis feels like it is neutral here. And then breathe in and reach up into Warrior One pose. Reaching up through the crown of the head, finding length, front knee is bent. Check in with what's going on in your breath. Next breath out, bring your hands to either side of your front foot. Move your back foot slightly back and then step back from here into a plank pose. Lower your knees to the earth and come all the way down into your belly. Exhale. Untuck your toes, and then this time we'll bring the elbows underneath the shoulders for Sphinx Pose. Lift up through the crown of the head. Keep the chin tucked to the chest. And then engage through your core here as you press your pubic bone down, lifting up simultaneously through the sternum. Let's take one more deep breath here. As you exhale, come all the way to the earth, hands back underneath the shoulders. Tuck your toes, keep your knees on the floor as you push up through your arms and come back to downward facing dog. This time we'll step forwards with our left foot and then with our right. Breathe in and lift through your heart space. Breathe out and forwards. And then let's step back with our left foot this time and rise into standing. So you need to check that your hips are square. Ooh, you might have a wobble towards the front of the room. Checking that your pelvis feels neutral. And then bend that front knee. When you're ready, reach up with both arms into Warrior One. Keep the outside edge of your back foot rooted firmly into the ground as you reach up and out through your arms. Breathing here. And then as you breathe out, let's step the feet towards the front of the mat and fold forwards. Breathe in, sit back down into that chair pose. Reach your arms up, check the position of your pelvis. And then maybe look up, take a breath in. Take a breath out, come back to Tadasana. You can have the big toes touching or feet hip distance apart, just depends on what feels best for you. Again, let's close down the eyes and notice how we feel. Imagine a thread in your spine running all the way to the crown of your head and reaching you slightly taller. Really nice. Going to come down to the ground, but we'll get there through a sun salutation. So breathing in, reaching up. Breathing out, folding forwards. Breathing in, extending the spine, hands to shins. Breathing out, step back to downward facing dog. And then take an exhalation, bring your knees to the earth. Sit your hips to your heels for child's pose. Support your head with a cushion if you need to. And completely relax the body. Let the weight of your head and your hips relax towards the ground. Next, we'll take a breath out through the mouth. Notice how you feel. Take your time to walk the hands back towards the knees and then come and sit down on your mat. So we're going to do a forward fold as we've done a few back bends in this class so far. So have your knees out in front of you and very bent. You can remove the fleshy part of your sit bones here, and for most of us we'll want to sit on a cushion. And this again will help to tilt our pelvis forwards, especially if we have tight hamstrings. So let's breathe in and reach the arms up. Grow tall through the spine, feel that thread. And then as you breathe out, begin to fold forwards, bring the hands down. They may not come very far, that's okay. Take another breath in. Again, extend your spine. And then as you breathe out, see if you can come a little bit deeper. Let's do that 2 more times. Breathing in, lifting up through the chest. Breathing out, maybe folding deeper. You may not have come very far, and that's okay. 1 more time. Breathing in, lift through the chest, grow tall in the spine. Breathing out, folding forwards, and this time we're going to stay. So the aim here is not to touch the toes, but to keep the spine really nice and straight. For some of us, it can take a really long time to open up through the hamstrings, so be patient with yourself. Find your breath. Notice where you are breathing. You can close your eyes here if that feels good. It can really help to relax the face. Take 1 more deep breath here. And from here we're going to slowly come up, as slowly as we came in. So take a breath in and walk your hands slightly back. And then breathe out. Take another breath in and slightly walk your hands back. And breathe out. And then come all the way back up to seated. And we're going to come all the way onto our backs. So come down and bring your knees into your chest. And imagine you are creating an imprint of your pelvis on the mat beneath you. So you had paint there and you're trying to get every single bit of your pelvis imprinted on the mat. Circling your knees, moving them from side to side. And again, you can always have your eyes closed for this. It's a really good way to tune into your body that little bit more. And then we're just going to let our our legs fall from side to side here. Keeping the knees bent. And then keep moving your feet away from you and coming all the way down to Shavasana, our final resting pose. So again, you can have your feet really wide, palms really wide, or you could have the knees bent and knocked together. Take a breath out through the mouth. Allowing the weight of your body to rest. The skin of your face to melt. And tuning into this place of peace and relaxation inside of you. Feel with every exhale, you sink a little bit deeper. Staying in silence and stillness for the next few moments. Gently begin to listen to any sounds you can hear from around. Notice your body lying here on the ground. And then wiggle your fingers and your toes. Reach your arms to the sky. And then bring your knees into your chest, rolling over onto a side that you choose. And gently pressing up into seated, perhaps sitting on your cushion. Hands resting on the knees and eyes gently closed. Checking in with how you feel. And bring your hands into your heart center, expressing thanks for the sun, for your body, Namaste.